Hi everyone, this is Dawn and I'm here today to do a gentle yoga practice with you. Gentle, mindful, soft flow. We are brought to you by the Friends of the Library, so thank you as always to the Friends of the Library and to the New Milford Public Library, Val Fisher especially. And before we start today, I just wanted to bring up the fact that we normally take this class since COVID, yoga in the time of COVID, on Mondays. So usually it's available for you sometime Monday, late afternoon, evening. It stays up for the week. With the weather, hopefully changing soon, we are going to plan to do this class outside at Harrybrook. If you are interested in doing this class with us, all you need to do is call the library on Monday mornings and check in with Val Fisher to see if we will be filming. Always double check, don't just show up at Harrybrook, because if the weather seems iffy or if there's a conflict in scheduling, that might not happen. But generally speaking, if we're doing it, it would be at 1 o'clock on Mondays. So call the library, ask for Val Fisher, and you're welcome to join us. You do need to bring your own mat, strap, and whatever else you need to be comfortable. Just a side note, next Monday, there will be no class, so we're going to be taking the day off. And so for today, we're inside. I hope you get to enjoy this practice. Take a moment and get yourself comfortable. If you need any props, we are going to use blocks today, these yoga blocks. If you don't have them, there'll be some ways to modify. If you're, probably most of you are at home, you want one to just grab 2 cushions off of a couch or a chair. You can use those as well. If you do have a yoga strap, have it handy. And just settle in, close the door, take the next hour to yourself. Release whatever may have happened over the weekend. Sometimes some people celebrating holidays, they can be lovely, but sometimes it brings up some issues. So we're just going to work through that, move and breathe and flow. And my intention as a teacher is that you feel better at the end of practice and you can take that off your mat. Yoga really is all about how you interact once you leave your mat, how you move around the world, the good energy, the positive vibes that you bring to others, and how you feel inside. It's a lot less about what you look like doing the poses. So listen to your body, be safe. This is a gentle class. If something doesn't sound right for you, modify or choose to do something else. So I generally ask people to lie on their back and just take the first few minutes of class to breathe. Not with that short, shallow breath that we run through life with, but just for a moment, notice your breath. See if you can close your eyes and slowly inhale through the nose to the count of 4. Notice what happens in the lungs, notice the rib cage, the belly, and then just pause, hold the breath for a second. When you exhale, exhale through the mouth. See if you can exhale to 5 or 6. And then pause again. When you need to inhale, inhale. Don't be letting those pauses become uncomfortable. It's not about holding your breath. It's just about noticing that you do have control over the breath. And by slowing down the breath, we can calm the nervous system. Basic biology. So even if you're not that into yoga, you can practice with me and just calm your nervous system, lower your blood pressure perhaps, get a nice stretch in your muscles and feel a little calmer. Continue with that, slow breathing in through the nose, pausing, and then the slower exhale through the mouth, and then pausing again. Let that become your laser-like focus. So with our breathing and with our letting our mind calm, we need something to focus on. So count those breaths. Pause, count the breath out. The mind may start to wander over the next next hour while we practice our yoga. And if it does, just come back to that breath, that counting. Being mindful doesn't mean that your mind doesn't wander, or that you don't think a lot of thoughts at once. That's your brain doing its job. Just about noticing that and then calling it back. Not letting the monkey mind chatter all over the room. So as you are breathing, start to scan your body, just noticing any areas of tension today. Start with the crown of your head, work the way down through the temples, through the jaw. A lot of times there's a lot of tension in the face, so maybe squinch the face up, scrunch the face up, and then when you exhale, release all the facial muscles. Work your way down your shoulders, down the sides of your neck, through each arm, stopping maybe at the elbows, stopping at the wrists, just noticing. Down through the heart space, the collarbone area here. Maybe just gently let your back body lower down into the mat a bit more and release. Work your way down through your core, your hips, down through each leg, pausing at each knee, sending some special love to our knees. All the way down through the ankles, maybe rolling the ankles a bit. Down through the toes, maybe pointing and flexing. And as you just take a few more breaths here, I always like to start with just a little food for thought. You can either tune me out, or maybe something will resonate. This is called Honor Yourself Today. Today, acknowledge your achievements and your creativity. Think about what you have said and what you have done that was positive and productive in the world. Look at who you are now and how you have grown and changed. With all this in mind, contemplate the complex and unique wonder that is you. Make the choice to fully embrace your body, your mind, and your heart, right here and now. Congratulate yourself for all that you have done, and for all that you will do and be. Think of today as a day of gratitude by yourself and for yourself. For today, honor yourself. I dare say to take that a step further. Always, every day, take a moment and honor yourself. You are all wonderful beings. We're all very unique, and our true essence is that of bliss. We often get caught up in negativity of the world, through other people, through our own self-chatter. So every day, take a moment and just honor who you are and what you bring to this beautiful, wonderful life. Let's take one more big breath on our backs. Breathing in, slowly through the nose, holding. And as you exhale, maybe visualize something that you need to let go of, something that's been nagging at you or holding on to something that doesn't serve you, and really release it with the breath. Imagine that thing just floating away. Inhale again, breathing in something positive. And then on your next exhale, roll to your side, find that side sleep or that fetal position for a moment. Take a moment here, let an intention form for your practice. And then when you're ready, slowly roll yourself up to a comfortable seat. And we'll begin. So today I'm sitting up on my blanket. I'll show you, see? Sometimes when our hips are tight, it's nice to have a little prop to be propped up. You can also use a pillow from the couch. Probably, you can play with it. Probably not too fat of a pillow, but it does feel kind of nice to let the hips kind of be propped up. So maybe take a moment if you don't have that and give it a try. You can always move it if it doesn't work for you. We're going to start today by just coming to our comfortable seat, letting our shoulders come down, letting our crown rise up. Feel your spine elongate, so find your best posture here. Doesn't need to be uncomfortable, but sometimes if you catch yourself during the day, a normal posture is kind of slumped over. So just find your good posture for a moment. We're We're going to take a big breath in. And again, release. Just feel the difference taking that nice breath in a seated position. Release through the mouth. One more time, just like that, just in this Sukhasana, feeling the strength of your spine, feeling the crown reach towards the ceiling, and the bottom and the legs grounded, rooted down. And release through the mouth. Now I invite you to close your eyes. If you're new to the practice and you need to watch or peek at me, that's perfectly fine. But we're going to start with our Kundalini spirals today. Kundalini, brief Reader's Digest version, is a yoga tradition steeped in moving energy. So we're going to move around in the base of the spine. It should feel lovely on your lower back. And imagine maybe the churning, moving away some energy, some stuck energy. Okay, so here we go. Close your eyes. Keep your seat grounded. Keep your legs down to the ground and just start to move in a way that feels authentic to you. Your spirals may be wider than mine, and they may be smaller. They may be slower or faster. If you've never practiced with me and you've never done Kundalini spirals, play with it till you find what's comfortable. Even if you do practice with me every week, today may be different. You might be a little sore, a little fatigued, and want to go slower. Listen to your body. Maybe take your head and let it just slowly move with the neck and a nice little warm up. Maybe move your shoulders. Get lost in motion, and then whenever you are ready, change direction, just fluidly the other way. Let's do one in slow motion. We'll call this the last one. And when you are in slow motion, really feel when you stretch over to the left. Feel that stretch in the whole right side of the hip. And you come around to the back, almost finding a cat back. Pause for a moment and continue on. And to the right, again, feeling the stretch through the left hip. Keep that left sit bone rooted. All the way to the front. Feel the bottom, stay glued to the ground. Reach the crown of the head forward. And then as you make your next spiral, start to bring your spirals in smaller. Don't forget to breathe. Don't go back to that short, shallow breath you started class with. Keep that nice slow inhale through the nose and feel free to exhale through the mouth for a bit. Normally in yoga we breathe in and out through the nose, depending on if that's comfortable for you, if you have any sinus issues or allergies. But generally once we start to move and we need to conserve energy, we breathe in and out through the nose. So as your spirals are getting really tiny and you probably can't come to a smaller circle, just find your stillness again, your Sukhasana. You can keep your eyes closed or you can open them and just keep a soft gaze. We're going to take a big breath in, reach up with those arms and find those cactus arms or goalpost arms. Open those fingers wide. We're going to do a little bit of work on the fingers and the hands today. So very slowly with the breath, we're going to just start to move the fingers in, one at a time. Make a fist, hold the fist. And then we're going to slowly extend the fingers, same order as we put them down in. So opening. Let's do that one more time. Crunch your fist. Bring some tension into your hands, hold, and then exhale and open. Wiggle those fingers around and just gently start to move the wrists. There's some cracking in mine. Those fluids moving in the joints. your arms if they've kind of started to sink as mine have. Bring them back up so that as if you're laying them right on a table. We're gonna breathe in and draw the arms together dynamically and slowly, as if we're moving through thick mud. Touch the forearms, the palms of the hands and the fingers. And when we exhale, we're gonna open up again, like we're moving through thick mud, so we're not flying. If you want, you can stop here, or if you prefer, go a little further, open through that chest area, feel the shoulder blades come together on the back. You're gonna feel this stretch right through your heart space. Inhale. When you're ready, and close it back up. When you do touch, see if maybe you can lift the elbows a little. Feel the shoulders engage. Exhale, open. Always follow your own breath. So you do not need to be exactly mirroring me. I'd rather have you follow your own breath pattern. Just link the movement with the breath. Don't worry if you get into a moment where you're not doing it or you make a mistake. If you feel like you want to bring those shoulder blades together on the back and open through the chest, gently tip the chin up. Pause for a moment. Let's take a breath here. So whenever you land here, take a breath. Exhale through the mouth. And breathe in again. Start to bring the arms together. Nice. This time we're going to bring them all the way up, overhead. Turn those palms to the ceiling. And just take a moment here and stretch those hands, stretch those wrists, stretch those fingers. Almost let go of my fingers there. We're just going to keep breathing, nice slow breath. You may not even see me moving, but I can feel the energy. I can feel the stretch in the forearms, in my wrists, and my fingers. Last breath in. A little bit higher maybe. And as we exhale, we're going to do our side stretch. So let go of the hands. Left hand stays up. Right hand comes down. Big wide open fingers. Soft elbow. Exhale. Stretch. We do these 3 times. So this is the first one. Don't go to your edge if you don't feel ready. You feel tight in the back. Inhale, come back up, lengthen through the arm, wiggle the fingers maybe, and exhale, stretch again. Your own breath, so important. And on your last one, maybe go a little bit deeper if you can. Never any pain. If anything hurts, always back up from that. And inhale, come back up. Let's find the V with the arms, plug those shoulders in. And again, just move those wrists, move the elbows. And do a little raise the roof on a breath in, stretching up. And we're gonna leave that right arm up and we're gonna go to that second side bend on your own exhale. Might feel different than the other side. Usually sides feel different, that's okay. Last one. Make sure that right sit bone stays rooted so we're not popping out of the seat like that. We're rooted here, stretching through the side body. And then inhale back to center. Let's do some shoulder shrugs on your own breath. Just take your time with it. Big or little. Make sure you go both directions. So once you go forward, backwards. Nice. Take a nice little stretch of the neck either way. We're doing this kind of quick today. Sometimes we take a little more time with that. So on your next breath, we are going to go into seated cat and cows. I'm actually going to come off my blanket here. Very subtle movement here. We're going to do this on our hands and knees as well. So with a breath in, tilt the chin up. Feel the broadening between the collarbone area. Slight little coming together with the shoulder blades on the back. Feel the belly pop out, puff out. As you exhale, drop the head, punch the shoulders forward, and feel that nice cat back. Feel that stretch between the vertebrae. When your inhale arrives, just slowly flow back into the cat. cow. Follow your own breath here. Let's find one more of each, just warming up the spine. And meeting back at our Sukhasana, sweet space, sweet seat. From here, we're going to go into our seated spinal twist. Take a big breath in, reach up high with those arms. Don't let the shoulders go by your ears again. Exhale, left hand to the right knee, right hand behind you. Tense your fingertips, sit up nice and tall, get a long spine. So we always want to lengthen before we go ahead and twist. On your exhale, twist, looking out over the right shoulder. Your inhale lets you ease your way halfway back or maybe all the way back to center. During your inhale, reset yourself up or set yourself up again. Sit up nice and tall and then exhale, twist again. So each time when we do something in threes, you can go a little deeper if your body wants to. On that last one, as you reset and lengthen your spine and twist, consider maybe moving your chin over the other shoulder, letting your cervical spine, your neck, have a little bit of a twist up top. If that's not comfortable, always okay to bring it back. Hold for a full breath here. So we'll breathe in, we'll breathe out, we'll breathe in again, and then we'll exhale and release. And we'll move to second side. Big breath in, coming up with those arms. This time right hand comes to left knee, left hand comes behind. Remember to set yourself up. Don't rush to the end result. We want to get long in the spine and then on the exhale, twist. Follow your own breath here. A little less talking from me. You know what to do. And on that last twist, maybe moving that chin over to the other shoulder. Hold for a full breath. Next exhale, release and soften. Beautiful. Take a moment to just get your intention in your mind. We're going to bring the palms up, find our Sukhasana, our good seat. And just breathe in and see that intention. Whatever it is, maybe it's just a word for you, patience, love, hope. Breathe it in, good health. With our palms facing up, we are open to all the good stuff out in the universe. We invite it in, see it. Exhale out any sort of obstacles to that intention, breathe it out. And then as you're ready, we're going to roll over to our hands and knees, and we're going to go right into our cats and cows from table pose. So take a moment, set up your table. If you're new to yoga or new to this class, I always like to once in a while remind people that if you have any issues with your knees or your wrists, you can always use your mat. You don't need any real fancy props, but if your wrists hurt, just roll your mat over a few times so that your wrists don't get sore. If your knees hurt, you can do the same thing, roll it in sideways. So make sure this works for you. Open the fingers wide, find your table position, look right down at your mat, nice long spine. From here, we'll go right into our cats and cows. With a breath in, drop the belly, tilt the chin up. If you like, you can stretch the feet out. Go ahead and get those in the launch position. You can see that where I am, there you go. And then flow with your breath, exhale, drop the feet, drop the head, tuck the tail, and undulate that spine up to the sky. Make sure you're not holding up your neck, so neck is loose. Just shake it gently, yes and no here. Remember to follow your own breath. You don't need to be with me. You just need to follow your own pattern. Move and flow in a way that feels good to you. Find one more of each. One more cow and one more cat. table. Take a moment to shake the hips side to side. Maybe some circles. And then come back to center. We're going to do a little bit of opening up of the shoulders today. A little thread the needle. So with a big breath in, we're going to take that right arm out. So it's parallel with the floor. If you can, and don't let your ego get the best of you, depends on how your shoulders are feeling. If you have a breath in and you can maybe bring that arm up a little higher, go for it. As you exhale, you're going to swoop that arm right underneath that little triangle that's there and really reach till you feel a gentle little twist, and then set down the the right side of the head. I want you to adjust the hips, so I'm peeking up at you so you hear me, but your hips have probably shimmied over to the left. I want you to bring them back to neutral, back to center. So be comfortable here, and then maybe take that left hand up to the sky, reach it high. If you want to go further, you can cross your lower back and maybe even reach for the right pant leg. So coming into that little bit of a bind, we're going to take 3 breaths here. After 3 breaths, in your own time, on to the 4th inhalation, start to unroll, come back the way you went into it, bringing the hand back down to the mat, pushing up, unthreading the needle, bring that hand back, and find your table. And then we'll move through that on second side. Okay, so this is a little warm up for the shoulders, a little opening for the shoulders, which do get tight as we age. Big breath in, left arm comes out. If you have that mobility, bring that arm up a little bit more on your inhale. And as you exhale, swoop through, and you'll see me better this time. Instead of just landing here, see if maybe you can go a little further with that arm. Feel that bit of a twist, and then bring the head down. Notice your hips, they're over to the right. Just square them off, bring them back to center. Maybe take that right arm up. This is not something you have to do. I always give you options. You can always keep that hand down if it feels better. Maybe bring it up, maybe across the lower back. Maybe you have that mobility where you can open up that right shoulder at the same time and reach for the pant leg of the left thigh. So while you're here, see if you can be calm and steady in your breath, letting that opening happen in your shoulder. Breathe in. Going into that nostril breathing here is probably a good idea, if that's okay for you. 3 breaths here. As you come into that 4th breath, you're going to start to unwind. If you have yourself in the bind, come out of it the way you came in. Take your time. Hand comes down, push up and through and back to your table. Okay. From here, we're going to go right up into our first Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward dog, and just listen to what you need to do here. If you have any time where you're feeling fatigued or something hurts, it's always okay to go into child's pose, which I'm going to show you right now, because again, I like to review things in case we have new people. Child's pose should be comfortable. So if this is not comfortable for you, modify by maybe finding a pillow for under your head. Another way to modify child's pose is to open up those knees, bring the arms out in front. So if at any point you want to come down into child's pose from downward dog, which is Adho Mukha Shavasana, feel free to do so. Okay? With a big breath in, we're going to open those fingers wide, curl those toes back, push up into downward dog. So take a moment and just gently shake that head yes and no again. Make sure the head's hanging between the arms. I don't want to see the head up. You're straightening the neck. And then start to move the knees. One knee bends, the other heel, the opposite foot comes down to the ground, and then switch. That's called walking the dog. Be aware both arms are holding you up here. So if you're feeling like your right arm is holding more of your body weight, make sure that you're giving both arms equal weight. Next breath in, let's come up on those tiptoes, like you're in your biggest high heels. Stretch out those feet. On your exhale, slowly release the heels. Nice. Let's do that one more time. Big breath in, all the way up. And then exhale, release. Nice. On your next breath, we're gonna go into one-legged dog. So leave the right foot down, take the left leg up, reach it up high to the sky. If you like, you can open the hip. This is optional by bending the knee. Flex the foot that's in the air and let the right heel descend as close as it can to the ground. Next breath in, straighten the left leg. Exhale, release that left leg, and then we'll go through the second side. Breathe in, take that right leg up. One-legged dog on the other side. Now this is a time where your arms might not hold you up equally, so make sure both arms are holding you up. Bend that knee. Flex the foot that's in the air. One-legged dog with a hip opener. The head is still hanging heavy. Straighten that right leg. Exhale, release that foot. Let's all find a nice wide-legged child's pose. Slowly lower the knees down. Open those knees wide and reach those arms out. Sink into your child's pose. Let this become a place of rest. If the legs wide open doesn't feel good to you, you can come into that small little ball-like child's pose. Let's find this for 3 breaths. So child's pose is a place of surrender. Can you surrender? Can you feel your heart rate maybe up a little just from those down dogs? Let that go though. We work when we work and then we rest. Perhaps a nice audible sigh on one of your exhales. Release. Last big breath in. And last exhale, release. Let the heels receive a little bit more of the buttocks. Maybe they're starting to just descend a little more. And on your next breath, come on back up. We'll come right up to our table. We're going to momentarily head back into down dog, and then we're going to get up on our feet. So this time when we go to down dog, we're going to hold it for a full breath, but we're going to try to make it a nice still dog. See if you can just feel the power in the body. Big breath in, pushing up, head hanging heavy, and then resist the urge to move your legs. Just get comfortable, and let's take one full breath in, one full breath out. On your next breath in, look up towards your outstretched hands, and if you're comfortable, you can take a little bunny hop, since yesterday was Easter, or you can take many little steps, whichever works for you. If you're gonna bunny hop, bend your knees, look where you're going, and hop up, and then hanging forward, hanging fold. On your next breath, if you like, you can add on by reaching your hands behind your back. We work the shoulders a little, so we're gonna clasp them on the back, let them rest on the sacrum. And if you want, you can start to bring them up, clasping them together up towards the sky. Make sure your head's hanging heavy. Do not lock your knees up, soft little bend, or a big bend if that's better on your hamstrings. Listen to your body. Keep breathing. Next exhale, we're going to slowly lower those hands back down to the sacrum. Let them rest there for a breath. Hands are resting on your lower back. And then on the next breath, we're going to release the hands back down towards the feet. And we're going to find 3 half lifts or prepared spines. Breathe in, let the back straighten. The crown of the head's reaching towards the front of the room. Your buttocks are opening, pushing back towards the back of the room. Pull the belly button in and up, and then exhale and fold again. 2 more times with your own breath. Breathing in, half lift, or otherwise known as prepared spine. And then again, pulling the belly button in and up just makes a little more room when we fold, maybe grabbing the ankles or the calves this time. Last one. And exhale, fold. Let's hold for 1 full breath. Make sure your head is heavy, no holding it up. And on the next breath, bend the knees quite a bit. And we're going to come all the way up, reverse swan dive. Forward salute. Take a moment, feel your equal footing, both toes or all 10 toes pushing into the mat. Turn your palms. As you exhale, clear your space. Any negative energy, anything that's been holding on that you want to let go of, just clear it away. As you come around, find your hands at Anjali Mudra at your heart space. And release. All right, so we're going to be doing a little bit of a flow today, and I was going to go right into it, but I'd rather explain it. We're going to go from awkward chair pose to diver's pose. So with this, if you have any issues in your feet and this does not work for you, as always, listen to that, because it's going to be a nice stretch in the feet. But if you have plantar fasciitis or something going on that makes this not feel good, don't do it. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. I have a bump in my mat today. I'm sorry, I'm very distracted. I'm just going to fix it right now. There we go. You definitely want to be on an equal floor with no bumps in your mat. So we're going to find our feet parallel and listen to your body. We have 3 different ways we can keep our arms here. Bringing them up on the sides of the ears is going to bring the heart rate up the highest. Bringing them out a little less or down is a little bit kinder, a little softer to your body. As we sit in the chair, pretend there's a little chair behind you you're sitting down in. Let's not even worry about the arms. Let's just sit. Make sure you can see those toes, wiggle them. The weight is in your heels. Maybe sit down a little bit more. You can keep your arms down, out, or up. So we'll find your chair. We're going to hold that breath for not hold your breath, but hold by breathing in and then out. Sit a little deeper. In. And then when we exhale again, we're going to sweep the arms behind. Pretend we're diving right into a pool. You're going to come up on those tiptoes and kind of teeter without falling in the pool. As your next breath cycle comes, come back right into your chair. So flow with the breath. Inhale and exhale. See if each time you sit down, maybe you can sit deeper into your chair. So if this flow is a little too much, maybe just find chair pose today. Connecting the movement with the breath. And again, always a possibility to bring the arms down and just work from here. Let's find one more of each. And from this diving pose, let's come all the way up on the tiptoes if you can. Long, tall, think about how tall you are. See if you can sparkle those fingers a little higher as if you might touch the ceiling. And then exhale and release. Shake that out. Heart rate might be up a little bit. That was a little bit of a flow. Take a moment, find your heart, your hand to your heart, other hand to your heart. Reclaim your breath. Let your heart rate slow down a bit. Keep breathing. And exhale, release. Good. We're going to work through a little bit of balancing today. So if you'd like, grab a chair or get somewhere in your room where you can touch something that's not moving or won't tip over. Excuse me. We're going to today work with coming into Vrikshasana, tree pose. So let's open the toes on the right foot, plant them down like you're growing some roots. Keep a soft bend in that knee. Find something to look at that's not moving. So if you need to watch me because you've never seen tree or you want to watch me first, do so. But then it's best to kind of look at the floor, but don't let your head be down. Crown's reaching up, just your eyesight is down. Bring that left foot inside of the right ankle. Take a moment and see if you can open that hip a little bit more. Just open up that thigh. This right here, my friends, can be your tree. There's nothing wrong with that. Make sure that big toe on the right foot is really pushing down. Okay. If you'd like to play, if you want to try to maybe bring the foot up off the ground, let it curve around the calf. Avoid that knee joint. And if you want to go further, maybe even helping your foot up to the inner thigh. Make sure this leg is engaged. It's pushing back at that foot. Just looked at myself and it made me lose my balance. You see what I mean? So find something to look at that's not moving. Fixate your attention. Come back to that breath, that intention. And we're going to stay here for 3 breaths. It's okay if you move a little. The trees move in the wind, especially today, right? After your 3rd breath, going into a 4th one maybe, on an exhalation. See if you can close the pose with control. Take a moment. Shake that out a bit. Open the toes on the left foot, and we'll move through that on the 2nd side. So it could feel different. Maybe it'll be sturdier, maybe less sturdy. Press down on that left big toe. Open up, maybe even open up manually with your hand. And again, this right here can be your tree. If you wish to go a little further, bring that foot up. Go on the way up. And just options. So find yourself steady here first, but a couple of options. If you want to find those cactus arms, instead of being a tree, be a cactus out in the desert where it's warm. Or maybe grab opposite elbows behind your back, because we worked on sort of opening up those shoulders a bit, opening up through the chest here. You can even try finding namaste behind your back, so bringing your hands together in that prayer position. Or you can just stay in tree. It's your choice. Always choices. Let's find one more breath here. And very slowly with grace. Coming out of that. Shake that side off. Come back to center. Take 3 breath in arms. Breathing in, drawing some good light, love, energy to yourself. On the exhale, maybe even visualizing anything you want to push away. Times, just like that. Last one. And we're going to hinge at the hips, coming to our forward fold again, soften those knees all the way down. One last forward fold. And we're going to take the hands, plant them, and you can, if you do have a block, so you can grab your block, walk the feet out a little bit wider, and then we're going to start to work our way down, maybe just keeping flat hands, maybe keeping tented fingertips, and maybe starting to find the head to the block. Maybe turn it to the high level, maybe the low level. Maybe as you continue to exhale, your head just hangs, almost touching the ground, and maybe it finds the ground at some point. Remembering it doesn't matter what it looks like, it's more about what it feels like. So we're just getting that head below the heart, however that happens for you. Another breath. And if you do have the head on the ground, just slowly come up. We're going to turn the right toes out to the right, and we're going to walk ourselves all the way around, letting the left knee drop. Okay, so if you follow that, make sure I'm all on camera here. Okay, we're going to just stretch through that front of that right leg. So sit back. Hold yourself up with your hands. We're stretching through that front of the right leg, that back of the right leg, I'm sorry. Keep those toes flexed. Keep breathing. On the next inhale, come back up. We're going to bring that leg up. And we're going to come all the way around and do the same thing on the other side. Now this time bring that right knee down. Left foot comes up, stretching the back of the left leg. Find where you're comfortable. Where's your sweet space? So maybe you can come a little bit deeper on this side. Maybe you're up a little bit higher. You want to feel the stretch, but you don't want any pain. Okay? And again, if you have any knee issues, use that extra padding if that helps. Find a breath or two here. Next breath, we're going to come all the way back up. I want you to plant both hands, bring that left foot back to meet the right. Find one downward dog and a nice quiet, still breath as we did before. No movement, just the breath. Let the head hang heavy. And then exhale, release those knees. Come back to whatever child's pose suits you. Totally relax into that child's pose. We'll be here for 3 breaths. So consider when you breathe in, breathing in something in a positive way. Maybe it's just a color or an image. When you breathe out, imagine that whatever you need to release, whatever's not serving you, breathe it out. Last breath. And as you breathe in, we'll roll up, and then we're going to come over to our backs. And I had mentioned that we were going to use blocks today, 2 or 2 little pillows from your sofa or whatever. They need to be about the same size or it might feel awkward. I'm going to show you, we're going to do a little bit of restorative relaxation before we head into Shavasana. So if you have a blanket or a towel, roll that up. And you can try this. If this doesn't feel good for you, you can always not do this. But I like to put this right under my neck. It kind of supports the neck. And we're going to use our 2 blocks or pillows to come into a reclined Baddha Konasana. So I'm going to open my knees wide. My feet are together. The 2 soles of my feet are touching. I don't know if you can't see that. They're like this, touching. Okay. Knees are open. So see if this feels good on your neck, having this little bit of a bolster. We're going to let the arms reside at the side. You can close your eyes. This is almost like a little bit longer Shavasana. However, we're in a different position. We're going to just let the hips open. If you're here and you start to feel like, wow, you can do a little bit more, maybe lower your blocks down to the next level. The hips, the inner thighs, the groin area, all just starting to naturally open, stretch. As you're here, breathing in and out, going back to that nice slow breath in and out. Again, if you feel that you can maybe even take the blocks away, maybe those hips, groin area can take a little more. If it's too much and it doesn't feel nice, put the blocks back. Feel totally supported by the mat, by your blanket, or your towel, your blocks or your pillows. I'm going to take 3 more breaths here. Nice, deep, restorative breath in. Hold. Exhale through the mouth. Practicing echo exhalation, pushing that last little bit of air out, emptying totally. Next breath. Pause. Exhale longer. Last breath here. So leaving the setup exactly how it is for now, if that's comfortable for going to draw the knees together into the chest. And just make some nice little circles. Go in both directions. Draw the knees all the way into the chest. Come up with the head, neck, and shoulders to a tight little ball with a little squeeze. And here, this is your choice. You can use these props for your Shavasana today. Shavasana can be a little different. That's where I was leading you. You can come back into the Baddha Konasana legs with those pillows or those blocks supporting you. You can keep that little neck roll there if that's comfortable. Or if that's not for you and you'd like your traditional Shavasana, now is the time to just move those props away. Open up those legs wide, let the feet flop to the side, let the arms come to the side. And just come into your Shavasana. This is your time. It's time to let go of the physical practice. Close your eyes. Turn your attention inward. Your mind begins to wander, remembering that's part of the practice. Just take those thoughts, encapsulate them in a little bubble, let them float away outside your door. After practice, I promise if they're important, you can pick them up. For the next few minutes, commit to fully letting go. Nothing to think about, nothing to do. I will mind the time.
Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase.
On your next breath, bring your awareness back to your room, back to your physical body. And then just notice how you feel physically, energetically, emotionally. Just notice any sense of calm. Maybe a sense of clarity. And as you are ready, start to wake the body in a way that feels good to you. Just through small movements at first, wiggling toes, wiggling fingers. No rushing. Stretching through each leg, and maybe even stretching the arms either to your side or overhead, like a morning stretch. And as you're ready, just rolling to your side, taking that side sleep or fetal position, making a little pillow with your arms, taking the next few breaths here as a transition space. Letting an intention form for when you step off your mat. It can just be a word, it can just be a thought. Don't let it be part of your to-do list, though. And if nothing occurs, it's always okay to imagine a little sticky note or a place card. Maybe later today something will pop up. Breathe that in. One last audible exhale through the mouth, breathing out any obstacles, any last little bit of tension in the body. And on your next breath, gently help yourself to Sukhasana, roll to your comfortable seat. And we'll close our practice together today. Maybe let a smile form on your lips. A moment of happiness for the time that you've given yourself so that you can then give to others. Bring your hands to your heart center. Take a moment to bow to your own inner light, remembering to every day, but especially today. Think about all the goodness that is inside of you, all the positive things that you bring to this world. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. And again, thank you to the Friends of the Library for supporting our programming and for the library itself. And again, quick recap, just a reminder that we will try when it's nice enough to get out to Harrybrook and do this outside. So we will be able to let people join us. You just do need to check in on Monday by calling the library just to find out if and where we are, what time and whatnot. I will see you in 2 weeks. I will not be filming, nor will I be at Harrybrook next Monday. But I wish you a good week or two, and we will have some of the old programs up on the Facebook page, so maybe follow along with those. Feel free to drop a hello, a hi, or a like, because we like to see that people are watching the programming. And I appreciate your time.